And we're live. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How the devil art thou, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Is It Just Us?
Is it? Is it?
Well, as you can see, it's not. We have a special guest with us this evening, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Good evening, good sir. How the devil
Hello,
art thou?
how are you? And I have to tell you, it could be just us. It could be, but I don't think so. I don't think it's just us. I think it's where the vast what's the word, majority, right? Yeah, I think we're the majority, and the people who say it's not, people who say it is just us. They essentially believe that. Because they I was just reading an article there by Jodie Whittaker, the stunning and brave new Doctor Who, the first woman to play Doctor Who. They mention that every time there's an article, the first stunning and brave woman to play Doctor Who, how she believes that she was raised to be gender neutral, right? And it turned out she was just raised by people who weren't insane. They said, my parents treated me and my brother the same. And no, that's okay. The reason she thinks they're being raised gender neutral is because they are in this teeny tiny bubble, right? It's called Twitter, and Twitter's about 3% of Britain, of the Western world, 3%. So, and about a third of those are the Twitterati, the crazy people that live on Twitter that get mad that Etherman Skype has a comic that's really rather good, right? They get so mad about that, right? So they're 1% of the world, but they believe anybody not in their bubble is these weird cartoon. They're if you have a son who doesn't want to go play football, that's it. You get your belt out, beat that kid until you get him strength, right? If you have a girl who wants to play with an egg spider, that's it. Get the slipper out. That's how they believe people are. So they think if you treat people normally, they are, they believe that. So that's why she believes she was raised, gender neutral. So I think it's just them. I think it's just them, and I think we're just fine. Is my take on it.
That is one of the best answers to the question of is it just us I've ever fucking heard. That was amazing, absolutely amazing. And joining us as always is my main man, Russ, Comicbook, Blackbelt, Leach. Russ, do you want to let people know where they can find you and let them know about your crowdfunding campaign?
Yes,
Only Death Can Save Us.
What an intro! What an intro! The man, the Rabbi from Another Planet. And I'm on another planet at the moment because I've got a bit of a cold. And don't scream, everybody. It's not COVID. It's just a cold. It's not the beer virus. Anyway,
are you sure?
Yeah, I am sure. I am sure.
You say that now. You say that now. Who knows what's going to happen by the end of the
I'm alive. I'm alive. That's all that matters. Right. Okay. You can find me at russleach.com, comicbookblackbelt.com. You can find out about my new book, onlydeathcansaveus.com. There is a link there to this campaign that you can go to and share that campaign. And if possible, back it. I'm at 51% now, and I have about 10 days left. So it would be really good if you could share that out. You can also find me at... I gotta get this cold down. You can find me on the Fleecebook, on the Twitter, unfortunately, but everyone's got to be on there. If you want to push your book, you got to be on a Twitter. So you can find me on the Twitter, on the Fleecebook, on the Instagram, and the Parlay, where they still can't work out how to make it so that I can upload pictures. But I'm still trying. I'm still trying.
You want that on a platform.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be good.
Yeah. Do you want to buy my comic book? What's it look like? Not going to tell you.
Can't possibly tell you because Parlay can't upload pictures. What the fuck's that all about? Right, okay. Say hello to the chat.
Wonderful. Good evening, chat. How the devil art thou? We have Stinch Whackbacker. We have Bree. We also have Stinch Whackbacker again. He's very talkative this evening. And of course, we have good old Captain Fuckhead. How the devil art thou, Captain? Right, guys.
I tell you what, something.
Listen, if you're a fuckhead, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah. Something I have to.
Most people.
Something I have to show you.
Yeah.
Before we get going, because I'm. Damn it. I'm just. I'm so overwhelmed by this.
Let's see.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't do that. No, sorry. A bit of boomer going on there. So because I've got a cold, of the boomers coming out of me, So what I'm going to do. Oh, there you go. You're sharing it.
Yeah, I'm sharing it.
What I've got going on here Okay, and Captain Look Ahead, okay, is actually known as Coparticus now. And you can check Coparticus's channel out. You can go find him on Twitter and you can check out the channel. It's a fucking great channel. Do you know what? I have to say this out loud to you now, Coparticus. Your presentation is superb. I love it. I love it. So what I've got going on is a fan art page. Can you believe that?
Fantastic.
People. So not only have I got that from Coparticus, which is brilliant, but look at these.
Oh, awesome.
Look, and look, this is from Marsh. Marsh Makes Comic.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
How good is that?
That's awesome.
And this is, I was over on Shay's channel. This was brilliant. So she did Death with a backdrop of the card of the comic. So good.
Oh.
That was the first one that turned up. Lucifer Bella on Instagram, and there's another one by
that was a cool one.
Another one by Marsh. Because he wanted to do something. I'm gonna have to find out how he did that dot print matrix kind of look. Because I may end up getting into the book because that would look kind of cool.
That would cool and retro.
Yeah, and this is superb by E.T. Madness. Love that. He said he's inking and colouring that up, and this is beautiful. Look at that.
Oh, awesome.
By Statistical Zero. What a fantastic look that is. That's so fun. So I had this here in my eye.
I no idea a fan of it. If I have time, if I got a commission I need to do. If I have to, I hope to. I'll try and get it done before the end of the campaign. I'll try and do a splash page or a poster or something, right?
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome, man.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Oh. But I love you, I want you to get I want that one to get funded.
And
fucking right.
Brianna has come up with a term for those fans called Death Savers. I kind of like that.
Nice one, Bree.
I think it's very good. So, what a week! What a fantastic week! Very good.
I've actually got some stuff to share as well.
Oh, good.
I've just got to remember to share Photoshop. Eventually, it'll happen once my. Here we go. Can you see that? Look at that.
Check it out. That's lovely.
That is the cover for Act 1 of Lady Satan and Angel in a Killer's Dress. I'll show you.
I want you to zoom in so I can see a bit more of that dot matrix thing going on there. What's going on there?
Oh, yes. That lovely stuff. The zipper tone kind of stuff that's going on. Oh, yes. That's a little something you can do in Clip Studio.
Look at that.
Do you use like a Clip Art Studio?
Yeah, Clip Studio Paint.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I love all those stuff they have in there.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. And here's one of the spreads from Act 1.
Very nice.
As you can see, some lettering being done.
I like the scene setting there. Can you go back to that page again for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, look, I love this little bit of visual storytelling. You get these like random images and it makes up a whole, and it does it kind of like subliminally. You know everything that's going on. Like you told me as the writer, everything that's going on. You didn't need any dialogue, but you got some anyway. But I love it. I love it. It's a really good storytelling technique.
Oh, thank you, good sir. And there's
nice.
this double page spread that I fucking love. This is probably like my favorite spread from the book. And as you can see, there's been a bit of lettering going on. Here's another couple of pages from the book. And I'm going to tell you now that I'm going to have a special announcement concerning Lady Satan Act 1. And I'm going to be dropping it on October 31st.
Oh, well, you got to come on my channel when you do, okay?
Oh, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, do it.
Yes, I think you guys are going to be happy with this announcement.
Do it.
So anyway, back to the show, I guess. And as you can see, we're having some technical difficulties, but it's okay. It's okay. We will get through.
Do you know what we haven't had yet?
What haven't we had?
We haven't.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, son.
All of us.
Speak for yourself. Yeah.
I've only just met you. Who knows?
We haven't had our musical We haven't had our musical
interlude.
Interlude. Yeah.
What you mean? Hello, my lover.
Hello, my lover.
Hello, my lover. There we go.
Hello, everybody.
we haven't weirded you out, have we? Be glad that my camera's not working. Otherwise, you'd be really shocked by the sock puppet.
I have to tell you, this really. I just came from a Star Trek podcast. This really ties in to my last podcast because we were talking about Star Trek Lower Decks, and we were saying we've had to invent a new category of stuff so we can say that Star Trek Lower Decks or Discovery is better than this. And the thing we came up with is this: Star Trek Lower Decks. It's better than being gang raped in prison. Better than being gang raped in prison.
Oh, you are going to fit in so well, good sir.
Which is actually what they say when they gang rape you in prison. Quite frankly.
Oh dear! I've only seen. I've literally seen a clip of that, and I just don't. I don't want to see it.
So bad.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. It's just it looks absolute crap. Not interested.
I watch it for the show to review it. I'm it's like 25 minutes of my life, and I freaking hate it. I really do. Intently.
No, it looks hideous. I mean, I watched. You'll find this out about me. I've mentioned it before. I'm very shallow. I do like explosions and special effects and shit like that. I'm very much visually oriented, so I like a lot of crap films that other people will not. They won't wear. They'll be just like, that film's absolute shit. I'm never watching it again. Whereas, well, like Transformers.
Oh, Transformers. Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
That first one, Megan Fox, that one scene when she's opening, opening the trunk. I've never wanted to be Bumblebee so badly. Whatever movie you put in after that, who cares? And it was actually kind of fun, right? And then they had and not quite as good, but a pretty good scene on the second movie when she's like cleaning the bike. But the greatest bit in the Transformers franchise is when they changed it to another insanely gorgeous woman to be his girlfriend without actually explaining. Like, basically, it's written disposable on her forehead. And I was like, okay, I guess that's where we are.
Yeah, that's about the size of it. So I like a crap movie, but I watched the first season of Star Trek Discovery, and I was not as harsh on it as everyone else. And don't get me wrong,
I liked it for the first 10 episodes.
Yeah, it was okay, but then it kind of went odd. It went all over the place, and to be perfectly honest, when I got to the end of it, I didn't want to watch the next series. It didn't make me want to watch.
In that case, it did its job because the first 10 episodes I thought were pretty good. Then they had the Christmas break. They came back for the other 5 episodes. Then that's when it went, But the second season is so freaking bad. Yeah. In the first episode where they have Lieutenant Mansplainer just appears on the transport van, and his entire function of this character is to not listen to Michael Burnham, the stunning and brave lead of Discovery, for some unknown reason. He doesn't listen to her to his peril, and then he gets killed for not listening to her. And
does he have a red shirt on?
No, he had a blue shirt on, and his last line before he was being blown up and not listening to her, he was in this shuttle pod, this experimental shuttle pod, which only she knew how to drive for some reason. Who cares? And he will say, "Listen, I've told girls like you at the academy." Bam! Right? So it was every arsehole that a woman had to deal with in university. When she happened to be wrong, right? She also say, "Well, I think the offside rule shouldn't count when there's 17 people on the bench." What are you talking about? You don't know it. Happened, right? And that stayed with her forever. That got written down in that script. So he shouted at me, and now I'm going to blow him up. That is started, and it went downhill from there. That was the high point of the season.
So if you had to choose between Discovery and Lower Decks, how many of us would be going, "I'll choose gang rape, please"?
It's each week I did a review of Picard after it came out, and I was like, I don't know, gang raping. That's not fun. But maybe your individual rape. It might be, at least it's over quicker, you know. Oh. I mean, you would hope so, anyway.
I'm coming back for part 2.
That's what they say.
Dear.
Right, I'm already calling it. You're going to be on this show a lot more often, buddy. By the way,
that time of year for me, because I have to be up at about 5:30 in the morning for this next week, because it's like in between the Jewish New Year and the Jewish Day of Atonement. So there's all these I'm a rabbi, but I'm actually a real rabbi. And so I had to be up for these prayers, and it's so early. God, it makes me want to. So I'm a bit sleep deprived this time of year. But after next week, I should be fine.
Fantastic. I love your energy, and I love the fact that it's not just for your YouTube videos. It's just who you are.
It's just who you are. I like that. I like that. Genuine.
Now, you're going to have to bear with me because I have no idea how to pronounce your name. I've been trying it all day. Is it Z or Tzvi?
Tzvi, you got it right second time. It's very impressive.
Tzvi.
Right. Okay, so my English name is Matthew, which is much easier, right? Matthew.
Right.
And when you're 8 days old as a little Jewish baby, they circumcise you, and that's when you get your Jewish name, right? And so my grandfather went up to my father and says, Do you mind naming him after my father? His name was Tzvi, right? And my dad says, sure, no problem. He says, he's never going to use it. I wasn't religious then. I got religious when I was like 1990, right? When I was like 19, right? Nobody expected it to happen. So, yeah.
So Tzvi,
had they known I was going to use it, they would have chosen an easier name, I'm sure.
So Tzvi, where does your comic book journey begin? When did you first get into comics?
Well, that'll be 2000 AD. 2000 AD. Okay, I'll tell you exactly when. 2000 AD, Prague. I'm going to say 263. I'm going to say 263. It was the cover with the Judge Dredd badge on it, with the just been shot in the middle of the apocalypse. And I came in basically on that cliffhanger where Judge Dredd assassinates former Chief Judge Griffin, and I'm a newbie, and I'm like, the writing this is so good because I've got everything straight away, right? And he shoots himself, so he couldn't be used as a pawn. So I like that, very punk rock seditious. We're gonna brainwash you and suicide. This is my first 6 pages. And I had RoboCop in it, not RoboCop, Robo Hunter, which I like the comedy of. So yeah, I just love 2000 AD, and I got into it really, really quickly. And then I started going to comic marts. Are they still in? Where was it? It's off not Tottenham Court Road Station in central London, Westminster. It was right across the street from Westminster Station. I can't remember where it's called, but yeah, I used to start going there, and then I got my self-destructing back copies of 2000 AD, and it was around that time that Warrior started happening, which was Alan Moore's. He had Marvel Man and V for Vendetta, and he had Laser Razor and Press Button in that. So basically from there, I worked at Forbidden Planet for a bit, and then I was around when the talent drain went to America. So I got to that first round of Swamp Thing, Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, and was there. Basically, I lived through Vertigo being born, and yeah, I was I was really quite into them at the time, and remained there. I was going to get a stripping revolver with a very short-lived, cool sister magazine to Crisis, if you remember what it is, but it only lasted for 7 or 8 issues, so I didn't get. So I missed my slot. But that I was on course for that. But yeah. So that's basically where I started off with comics.
Fantastic.
A great selection there. I remember all those 2000 AD comics, buying them as a kid.
Yeah, great.
It's so formative, and when you look at the crap that you see now, because there is quite a lot of it about, and the fact that it's what annoys me most about mainstream comics, or several things, but one of the things is that they subdivide everything up into age limits. So you have like children's comics, and you have young adult comics, and then you have adult comics. And it's like, I remember reading the crap that was in 2000 AD when I was like 11.
Right. And you know,
it was subversive. You know,
right.
And it wasn't too much. I mean, I wouldn't call it all ages like I would call Fantastic Four from 1960,
no, but
which I absolutely love. But it was still
kids who wanted to progress on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyone could read it, anyone could enjoy it, and it also pushed you. It pushed the limits.
Right.
Exactly. And now it's all, everything's just got such a soft edge to it.
Well,
so it doesn't matter whether it's adult, doesn't matter if it's horror, or it doesn't matter whether it's kids. It's like it doesn't push anybody anymore because it's all very, very safe.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that's why the indie scene's always like, that's why I'm so comics gay. I feel that that's where you get like some real creative freedom. Yeah.
Sorry, can you say Comicsgate just one more time?
Comicsgate.
we like to think of ourselves as outlaw comics.
Yes.
As in we're outside of it all and we're inside of it all. So as far as I'm concerned, the indie scene includes people from Comicsgate, and it includes people not from Comicsgate.
Exactly.
And I don't give a shit, because I'll buy the great stuff that's out there, whoever's making it. All right. And I'm not going to get upset with people because somebody doesn't like them, or someone else doesn't like me because they like them, or it's like going back to bloody school. Just go out, find some great art, some great projects, and buy them.
Stuff, aren't they?
Sorry?
People are a bit weird about this stuff.
I know. And it's just, I think it's less weird in the UK, to be honest. I think people are more open about it, more like, oh, well, you like that and I like that. There are still people that will persecute you because you've spoken to the wrong person. But it's not as crazy. It's not as crazy as America, because I think America is very much bogged down with the politics over there, and that's just bonkers.
Yeah. Politics. I know. See, I think in England people are just used to dirty politics constantly. You know, they don't. It's like, you know, naive expectation of morality, right? You know, inside. Whereas I don't know, Americans kind of still do have that. It's weird.
Yeah, but I think so. Well, we're the country that spawned 2000 AD, so there you go.
Exactly.
Well, people have always been subversive here. There's always been a bit of belligerence, isn't there, in the UK?
Oh yeah, a bit of that punk rock and roll edge to things,
and that's what we need. We need that punk back. And that's what indie is at the moment. It's Wild
absolutely.
West. It's punk. It's like, get out there and do it, and make entertainment again.
Hell yeah.
All right, me babbers. Dave's here.
Oh, Bristolian Dave, good evening, darling. How the devil art thou?
Missed the intro.
He did indeed, but it's all right. He can catch it on the replay. And I just want to let people know that if you take a look in the description box down below, not only can you find a link to Russ's YouTube channel and his Indiegogo campaign for Only Death Can Save Us, you can also find a link to Tzvi's YouTube channel, The Rabbi from Another Planet, as well. And I highly recommend you go and subscribe.
Because it's crazy. Do it.
And I'm nearly at 1,701 subscribers, where I got to do a big Star Trek show somehow.
Oh, fantastic. So when did you decide to do your YouTube channel, and what was it that made you go, you know what, I need to do a YouTube channel and I need to make some videos talking about this stuff?
It was okay. So I love Doctor Who, right? So they had the new Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who started, and I was kind of like taken aback that it was the worst thing ever. You know, I was kind of open to it, you know, and then it turned out to be just the worst possible case scenario of how bad it could be. But then when you wanted to talk about it online anywhere, you were like, oh my God, you're an and, you were like, what? No, it's just really shit. I don't know what the problem is. And I found like the Fandom Menace channels on YouTube, like Gary Nerdrotic, loved it, right? And from there, I found about Comicscape, about Mark Waid, the court case with your boy Zach, and I got into Ethan Masciver's channel, and I saw this incredible platform that they invented to sell comic books. Start a channel. I mean, you got to have a bit of a gift of a gab. You got to have something to talk about. You got to be entertaining. Yeah. But start a channel, build up a following, and then sell your comics. I'm like, well, that's a good idea. And so I started the channel. I'm building it up, and I got like 3 Indiegogos ready to go. Right, so I got ready to go, and I think I got my next 2 planned after this. So I'm like, I'm just raring to be able to start selling comics. But basically, that's where I am.
Fantastic.
That's the way to do it.
I was taking a look at your Facebook profile earlier, and I noticed that you do this thing, Free Comics Friday.
Oh yeah, I just started that. Kind of because I got a whole backlog of stuff that I've been doing for years. Like so this one I'm doing, it's like this kind of cool. It's a very 2000 AD-ish type strip, and I can never do a print version of it because the print files I got are like too tiny. They would have to be like literally redrawn. The art's by a guy called Stefano Cardacelli. I've done.
Yes, I've worked with him.
I know that name. Yeah.
Fine. So yeah, I've done a bunch of stuff with him. Great artist. And this was a book that we were hired to do by this company called Anime America or America Anime. I can't remember, but they were around for a bit. There was a 3-issue series. Then they folded. I wasn't like thrilled with it. So I took it, and they had it like done the tone work on it. So I took the tone work out, and so you just had the line art again, and I rewrote it into something more of what I wanted, and changed the artwork to make it like monochrome with like one color, or that be chrome or whatever. So it'd be like one color, and I thought, oh yeah, that's pretty interesting. And then we did. It's about 80-page, 60 to 80-page story. It's like it's a it's a nice meaty story. I'm doing like about 3 to 6 page episodes a week.
Cool.
Oh, fantastic. I'm going to have to catch up on it because I saw it earlier and I thought that artwork's fantastic. And then I saw Stefano Cardacelli attached to it and I was like, oh, no, it makes sense. That's why I recognize that style and everything. So, like, what made you think of doing Free Comic Friday? Because I love the idea. I think that's a fantastic idea.
I do marketing as my day job, and if you do things with the same letter at the beginning, people tend to remember it. That's basically it. And so I wanted to have like a time that I drop stuff that people like get to know. So there's like a bit of a anticipation there, and I can't do it on Saturdays because I'm offline because I'm a rabbi, and so I'm off on from Friday nights till Saturdays. So I wanted to have some kind of content that I'm dropping each week. I thought, I could do like a little director's commentary of it. So I put up like a 5-minute video waffling about, the pages about, what we're doing. Because I like that sort of stuff. I did that other book called The Imperium with I have the full script at the back, right? I did an Indiegogo for it to fund it. So there's you get the full script at the back plus the artist's thumbnails. Fantastic artist, Dominic Racho. He's from the Philippines, and because it's kind of like a very 60s, it's basically James Bond, Emma Peel, Patrick Troughton's Doctor Who, the Black Slab from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit working in some kind of clandestine together. Exactly, and that's basically it. You have things like this. James Bond wakes up with 3 women in his bed, one of them dead. That's how wild a night he had the night before. The monkey, for some reason, wants to get rid of the body, so it's dragging the body around their mansion, and so eventually he stuffs the body into the broom closet. But then. He has to take out all the toilet papers. And then for another 10 pages, another few pages of the book, he's walking around with these arms of toilet paper, right? The reason that happens is because there's an invading entity from another dimension that the monkey ends up throwing one of the toilet rolls out. The invading entity grabs it, and it looks through the toilet roll as James Bond's walking up. So you get that like gun barrel sequence thing that we all read in that book, and that's basically the whole reason for it. But anyway, so you got the full script at the back, plus my commentary on it, and I give you like breakdowns. I've got a plan for a 4-part miniseries, and basically just taking stuff from I thought with the whole Jimmy Savile thing was happening. I thought it'd be really funny if you could talk, not funny, but yeah, kind of slightly amusing that Torchy the Battery Boy was being kidnapped and was going to be you sodomized by the Tracy family. And he's like hiding in the he's in the closet and his battery's running out on his torch. So yeah, that's just kind of thing that makes me laugh. I don't know why.
I need that book in my life 5 minutes ago.
Also, I'll pull up I got to show you the artwork. Artwork's freaking awesome.
Oh, please do.
Little comics. Yeah, all this. Go to my website, Biblical Comic. It's all there for free online. It's all there. That's not the best sales technique, That I should recommend against that. But yeah, so I want to do like a new edition with next to 10 pages or so of this in. Here is it, Biblical. Here we go. Is this the one? Yeah, that's the page. No, but where can you read it online?
Look at that.
Yeah. So look at it. So I said do James Bond as John Hamm, and he did a pretty good job on the likeness. I got this on.
That is fantastic art.
That's a cracking chimp.
Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
Oh, here the Imperium. If I click here, I think. Yeah, there you go. So I got the full. You got the full thing here online, but there. That's my page. I did.
Oh, that's cool. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
They're great, I tell you. And so you have the prisoner driving on, but I have all the characters hum their own theme tunes. So it's like, and then you got this other guy. James Bond comes out, da 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 da, knocks him out, and the prisoner's like, "You little son, I've got your number, Sonny." Or James Bond is getting a blowjob in Driving Through London. Now, 5 or 10 pages here with Patrick Troughton's Doctor Who. But yeah, I love it. Like he wakes up and one of them's dead.
Jesus Christ! Chimpanzee upside down. Look at that. It's fucking hysterical.
Oh yeah. So this is Emma Peel and his Doctor Who. But here, let me get to this bit. Oh yeah, see, the monkey's dragging the body around their palatial mansion. But, where is it? Oh yeah, here was it. So here's a monkey walking around with the toilet paper while James Bond's walking around trying to find out. The black slab's being invaded by this foreign entity. And then the monkey happens to come in on the Doctor Who and Emma Peel in a strange, passionate embrace.
This is genius. I need more of this in my life.
So then reality starts to tear. The monkey throws the toilet roll, which again, great piece of toilet roll action from the artist there, Dominic. So which the monkey, the invading entity grabs it, bloop, 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 and is looking through it. Oh, it's next page, right? When he looks through it, it looks phase one.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Which then fractures reality, and then so we have a few pages of that. And then goes to 1950, was it 52 Jamaica, and you got Ian Fleming wakes up and he starts creating everything as fiction, which is how they get back into reality. So that's and then so that's how so that's just like the pilot issue. But yeah, no, I don't see.
That is cracking. That's really funny.
That is fucking brilliant. Why has no one given you awards for this?
No,
the world is a unfair place.
This is Eisner material. This is Eisner material.
Listen, this is like the pilot. If I did like the 4-part graphic novel with it, which I might do at some point. But I got too many other comics I want to do right now. I really want to do a Superman comic. That's the next thing. After I got another one on the drawing board right now, but I can draw one a year. So I got one thing I'm going to be drawing a year.
Yeah.
But I got this. I would love to do something with other artists where, like the Superman one I want to do is how can I explain it? Okay, so it's a knockoff Superman. It's a Superman from another dimension as opposed to another world, right?
Yeah.
But essentially Superman, right? Essentially Superman. His Fortress of Solitude is like floating in lower orbit. Imagine like a Frank Whiteley look. That's what I kind of imagine it.
Okay.
So I wanted to like riff off like the 1970s movie. There's like classic Christopher Reeve movies. Have that like when you're reading it, you kind of feel that soundtrack, going through it. So what the idea was, you get like a Mr. Meplisnik type character that appears and hits Superman with a reality ray, and then boom, the next page you're in like a 1930s Superman comic book. You have that style, and the narrative carries on in that style until he can break out of that and get to a 1950s, and it goes from that to a 1970s. Then you get a gritty 1980s one, and I figure you could have like a couple of minutes in like the current day where Superman is a black woman, and he's like, oh my god, what happened to me? Before he can like get back to reality again. So that's that's what I would like to do for a Super. That's my next book after the one I'm working on now, which is like a steampunk thing.
Oh, tell us more about the steampunk thing.
Oh, wow. I'll pull up some artwork. Yeah,
wonderful.
Go for it. Yeah.
1 second. Yeah, there we go. Just let me find the file. Oh no, wrong one. It's over here. Crown of the Empire. This was actually I originally did it with Stefano as well, but then I've redone it. So I'm doing the artwork on this one myself. If I can, where's the right folder? Is this the right folder? This could be the right folder. Okay, fine, yeah. Okay, let me just open up these. There we go. And oh, here we are. I'll start with this poster. So it goes screen, share screen, application window. There you go.
Cool. Bring this up.
Do it.
Nice.
Crown of the Empire. So I wrote this with Gary from Nerdorotic in mind as like the main character, because I figure he's got that kind of like Donald Trump kind of look at it. And it's essentially Zulu on Mars, right? That one that kind of that 1960s. So it's reasonably racist, but kind of lovingly so. It's not like meanly racist, but like that like kind of friendly. Oh, look, you look different. You must be inferior to me. Kind of British. So I did the art, and a woman by the name of Rita. Was it Rita Giuliani from Rome did the colors. I tell you, I love the color work she does. Let me zoom in a bit. You can see a bit better.
Did that say Sky Trout?
Yes, here, back here. 1 second. Because so he's landing in he's just been sent to Mars, this upper class twit, and he's landing there, and he's not happy about it, right? So it's so far from the center of the empire, and so he's landing in like the market square. So you got all these different things like Sky Trout, get your Sky Trout, best of the empire. Venusian silks, latest fashions, just in Sunderland cover, right? Freshly forged. All these pneumatic men. So this thing called Faruna, which is this rather good Martian weed that he gets very much into, which causes the destruction of of most of Mars. This is him like being introduced, and they take him through the Martian brothel area, which we had a lot of what's the word? The discussion on the color of the lingerie of the prostitutes. we did go back and forth quite a lot on that. Who was it? Oh yeah, again, the coloring is just beautiful.
That's great.
That is fantastic. And I would just like to remind everyone that Tzvi does Free Comic Friday. Okay, this is a good reason to find him on Facebook.
Check it out.
Yeah, also on Twitter. Follow me. I'll subscribe to my channel. There's I do a video talking about it each week. So this is a little like the alien uprising. as they're charging the fort, the primitive beasts of the primitive lizard men of Mars. There's a lot, quite good action thing. I did like. I'm pretty happy with like the arrows going to the guy's face over here. Bloody savages! Look.
This is just brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. I'm gonna have to like try and find these pages and make my own like bootleg editions of the issues.
This is stuff I haven't been colored yet. So this is him, the character in an alien brothel. Not doing too well. And so many hours went into drawing this vomit convincingly.
Vomit.
Yeah. It's not a comic without vomit. That's what I always say.
Make note, everyone. Make note. That's a sage piece of advice.
It's a sage bit of advice. You want your comic to work, have a bit of vomit in it. It's,
vomit.
Punters love the vomit. Yeah, punters love vomit. That's all I can say.
Oh man, has any of these comics that you've made got you any backlash from the people on Twitter or on Facebook or anything like that?
Okay, so this next one got me backlash from my wife. Because I'll tell you. Hang on, let me pull this up. Okay, so this was actually kind of like a serious one. This is kind of like a it's called Biblical Bible Stories for Atheist Creationists, Rationalists, and Rogues. It's a it's a very, very biblically accurate comic book, but it's actually quite a good story as well. But there's this bit in it. Let me get down. So this is the first thing I drew.
Splash page.
Actually, this was a something I did an Indiegogo for this as well to do a print edition, which thank God funded. So I make an appearance in the opening thing as Truth, and Truth turns out to be a bit of a dick as it turns in this. Because there's this Jewish parable, this ancient Jewish parable when God is creating the world, right? He goes, he asks all like the different elemental forces what they think. I'm gonna create mankind. So Truth says it's a freaking terrible idea. People are the worst thing ever. They're gonna do these terrible things, Look, they're gonna be So all these things, they're just terrible, right? Don't make man. Making man's gonna be a bad idea. So so God says, you know what, you're right. And so he takes Truth and he throws them down. He throws them down to earth. And he goes down to earth. And then he hits bottom, right? And shatters into a billion pieces. And those billion pieces shatter into a billion pieces. And that's why each philosophy, each idea in the world has a bit of truth in it for it to be able to be able. So that's that. But I did like the mushroom cloud, like it was the asteroid hitting Earth, wiping out the dinosaurs. But here, that's not the bit I got in trouble for, right? So this is the second issue. But let me go down to a second. So my art was still you can see it's developing over here. Still a bit dodgy. This is a story of like King Nimrod who built the Tower of Babel. And talks about what there was. But the whole thing's told in flashback with him talking to this kid who turns out to be Esau, the brother of Jacob, right? Who's ends up being a bad guy. So the model for this, I used a lot of photo reference. That was my son at the time, who's like the sweetest kid in the world. He's just so incredibly nice. And this is the bit I got in trouble, where he stabs the guy to death, right? And then my at this point. Right, he pulls his head back and he hacks his head off in silhouette, over a couple of pages, as one does. And but here's the bit I got in trouble, right? This page where he's lifting up the decapitated head and kisses it, right? And then throws it away. My wife was upset about that for quite a while. don't do this at home, kids. Right? If you're gonna have a despotic, evil kid in your comic book, don't base it on your cute little son. My often gets pissed off about that. Okay, this is the first thing I drew because
I think the moral is it's okay to base him on your son. Just don't show it to your wife.
Exactly. Well, that is. See, this was the first thing I did. I was fine with this. This was about the flood, right? And this person here, that's my other son. She was fine with him drowning horribly. Apparently. So I thought I was okay with that.
This is all just proof that mainstream really doesn't know what the readers want, because I'm a reader and I want more of this, and I'm not going to get this kind of stuff from Marvel or DC.
No,
I'd love to do that. You know, I pitched, and he seemed to take the idea, but then there was a change at Marvel. I got a meeting with Actor Alonso before he was EIC, and I wanted to do this Doctor Strange story where there was this basically this massive magical war, and because of that, it turned the universe. The residue from that turned the universe from the incredible Marvel universe into the shitty drab universe we live in. And it got quite far. We got some test pages drawn. It was kind of cool. I did a pilot, like 3-page story, and then was it J. Michael Straczynski came in and said I want to do Doctor Strange, right? And it got scuppered straight away. But here, let me show you where it comes to. So we got So look, this story is basically if you're religious at all, if you're not religious as well, it's actually aimed at you. It ties in the story of the flood, the Tower of Babel, and the story of Jonah and the well. So this is where Jonah comes in, and Jonah spends his time. He has this tree he sits under, and if you're very clever, you can guess what tree I modeled it on. Does anybody recognize flora and fauna? It is a cool weed plant. He's sitting under a massive weed bush.
Wonderful.
And again, all of this is incredibly biblically accurate. It's the story that you don't know. Oh yeah, this was a good page when he's trying to commit suicide, but he can't do it. He's seeing like pushing the knife to his throat, trying to talk himself into it, but he can't do it.
Stinch is right. This is very Vertigo.
Yes, absolutely.
This type of comics like that's my dentist, by the way, playing my former dentist. He's retired now. Who I model for the capital of the ship. There's another free strip I have called Stoners, which I had this guy was a model for that as well. Stoners is essentially if superpowers meets weed, which I'm surprised there isn't more of in the world, right?
I would have thought so.
But there really isn't. There really isn't. So yeah, see, 1 second. Oh yeah, so this was cool. This is this guy's son, who plays this weird kid, and it's kind of this circular story where this is this is basically Jonah's been eaten by the well, and it's his story of inside the well, and he has this like weird metaphysical experience where he's kind of reborn as a new person. But the point is, he's with this weird kid all the way through, and it's basically when he gets to the moment of revelation, he's reborn and he becomes the kid that he sees at the beginning. So the story like repeats and repeats. You can read it endlessly over and over again. But that's what he needs to be spat out of the well, and he ends up on dry land.
Have you submitted these to any publishers?
Oh yeah.
And nobody wanted to do it.
No, I don't get any bites. Yeah, listen, this is why.
Have you tried translating it to French or Spanish?
No, I have not tried that.
Because I reckon
my go-to move.
I would suggest that if you can get into European comics, that this would sit extremely well.
Yeah.
All right, so it's never even considered it. So consider that. So basically, what I plan to do is when I do my Indiegogo for Crown the Empire, I want to do a bundle with this and the Imperium, right? And because I figure bundles sell better than anything else.
Yeah.
This is great stuff. People will love this. I'd buy this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd get my
copy.
all of it. It's just so inventive. It's so fresh.
It's the Bible, mate. It's
no. I meant the way it looks. But it's well, you say it's the Bible, but it's not. It's how you're interpreting it. It's the interpretation. It's the presentation. It's all just. You just don't find anything like this at the moment.
Well, you say presentation. This is the next page is this is the page I'm most embarrassed about. I redrew this 3 times, can never get it to work.
Yeah, do it again.
I'll do it again. I really like. Yeah. This is Pharaoh chasing the Israelites about being hit at the Red Sea, right? And because he totally believes he's right, and then this big wave of water comes to him. Bush, he's hit. And there's this like weird story that Pharaoh ends up being swallowed by the same fish as Jonah, and then several hundred years later, he's the king of Nineveh, which is where that whole story takes place. So when Jonah turns up and he says, look, God says you got to repent," he's like, "Oh yeah, no problem. I've been through this before." So he said, and that really pisses off Jonah. Jonah's a bit of a dick. I like having dicks as heroes in my story. really, like, oh god, I go through all this and it works. So he like goes to the desert and like freaks out and like screams at God for like hours on end. And then he gets like this freaky revelation where this plant grows instantly. And it's like a gateway to reality, like kind of like the black slab in 2001. So like it's like this is a gateway to like a metaphysical reality, whereas it's like revelation, which so the reason this whole story came about was because on 10 days from now, no, less than about a week from now, is Yom Kippur, this fast day, the most, the holiest day of the Jewish year, right? And at the in the afternoon prayer, you read the book of Jonah. So most people are like half unconscious by then, right? They're like, they can't keep their eyes open. And one year, I kind of woke up in the middle. I'm like, why are we reading this? Right? It turned out to be, after a lot of research, to be this treatise on like mercy and understanding, which but it's really weird. It's a really weird one, as you can see, with this crow eating out Jonah's eye, as you would expect to happen. Okay, when I next print it, I'm rewriting this page because it doesn't but these last few pages just like tie together the whole narrative of Noah's Ark, King Nimrod, Jonah and the well into one cohesive story. And then you get all the commentary on everything as well in the book.
That's good stuff. Really like that. That's
absolutely genius. Love it.
Definitely be back in that when it turns up.
Yeah, damn straight. Consider me. I'll be putting money down on that bundle because every book you have shown so far, I need it in my collection. I need it in my life.
It's fun and it's subversive and I love it.
Yeah, it's just it's absolutely wonderful, man. I'm going to be checking out your website later and going, okay, what can I steal from here?
For free, mate. Help yourself.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, this is absolutely amazing. I'm lost for words because it's just so good.
It's so good. Oh, that's kind of beaten my read for the week.
Again, I got a book. What was it? I still got a box of copies from the last printing. Send me your address. I'll send you.
I got out Gotham by Gaslight, but that's got nothing on this.
Oh, wonderful! Absolutely.
Look at
wonderful.
that! Brilliant. Oh wow, that's impressive. I like that.
So,
nice
guys,
if
you want to read these books, you need to check out Tzvi's YouTube channel as well as his website as well.
Go find out. It's like, do it. Genius at work.
Do it.
Oh man! So before we started the show, Tzvi, you said you had lots that you wanted to talk about, and I'm sure that there's still some you want to bring up.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm kind of monopolizing. But I listen, wind me up. I'll talk for about whatever you want for as long as you want.
You're like the Energizer Bunny. I love it.
It's great because I'm tired of life at the moment. Fucking hell. It's normally we have the question. So, what's grinding your gears this week, Russ? And every week I go fucking everything, and this week is no different. Jesus Christ, I'm losing the will to live sometimes. I really am.
So, what is grinding your gears, Russ?
Oh fuck! Don't fucking don't. Don't.
How about things that aren't grinding them so much? What's the least awful thing going on that you want to talk about?
No, well, the least awful thing going on is my campaign, I have to say, because that's made me smile. And the people that I have bumped, you see, isn't it weird? Isn't Twitter and places like that odd?
I think odd as in terrible.
Yeah, but they are. But you can still find
in prison.
Yeah, but but you can still find good people. They are out there. There are good, decent people out there that are prepared to just, be nice to you. Give their time to you, or give their support to your campaign, or whatever it might be. They're still out there. So that's the milk of human kindness. I've been impressed by people's generosity in the last week. And it's a rather nice thing to see, considering the fucking idiots we've got governing the country at the moment that just tend to make you spiral off into despair whenever you see the fucking arseholes come on the telly and talk to you about some shit that they haven't got a clue about.
Well, I think
so there you go.
Disqualify anybody from government. The one that should absolutely disqualify you from government is any desire to be in government.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's it. You're out. That's it.
This is not aimed at all social workers, because there are a lot of good ones out there. But as a kid, my family were involved with social workers, and that always used to be the thing my dad said was like, "Oh, anyone who wants to be a social worker should be allowed to be one." Should indiscriminately cancel you from the ability to be a social worker. But it kind of moved on to politicians as well.
We've got a great comment here from Ashley Shalina Signs, who says, "Wow, deep diving into your approach at comic books is such a refreshing take. I never had considered what a rabbi would draw comics about before. How neat."
Yeah, listen, basic bottom line is it's about boobies mainly. That's what I'm going for. If I can work out a way of we're getting a little bit smarty and it's still being kosher, then I'm in there. And that's all for comics. That's just my approach to life,
I like it. Like it.
It's honest.
Exactly.
It's honest.
Exactly. Oh man. Oh, wonderful. So, Russ, you mentioned that you've been reading Gotham by Gaslight. I'm glad you brought a book up, because I haven't managed to read anything. So I've been working on Lady Satan, pretty much waking up, getting straight to work. Once I've finished it, going to sleep.
I didn't read it. Yeah. You're having a laugh, aren't you? I looked at the pictures.
You're making your life, mate. I'm like, been there.
I just looked at the pictures again. I only have to read a comic once, and then I can just look at the pictures forever. It's another cracker by Michael Mignola, as far as pencils are concerned. Although, because somebody else did the inks, it's got a slightly different feel to it. That would be P. Craig Russell. That's a bit of a poncy name.
Really? He did.
Yeah. And it's just it's such a lovely book. It's so well done. I actually like the thick inks on it, as you'll see from my own work. But it's got a real guttural graphic feel to it. It's an absolutely brilliant comic. If you don't have this book from the Elseworlds, okay, buy it, because it's fabulous. And I'm lucky enough again to have had this. I bought this in 1989.
Good year for comics. Good year for comics.
It certainly was a good year for comics.
What year did Arkham Asylum come out? Was that in the 90s or was that late?
Yeah, that was
that was around 89, because the Batman movie with Michael Keaton was about to come out, and originally in Arkham Asylum, Grant Morrison wanted the Joker to be dressed up like Madonna with like the big cone bra and everything, and DC said you can't do that because then people will think that Jack Nicholson's going to dress like that in the Batman movie.
It's so bizarre how people don't know. Like, okay, DC Universal movies. Why didn't they just go for Elseworlds? Why didn't they say the worlds of DC, right?
Yeah.
And then do whatever they freaking want, and you're not copying Marvel, and you're doing your own thing. And you could do Red Sun, you could do Gotham by Gaslight, you could do all these things, and everything that Superman is. You don't have to explain it, you know. You don't.
Yeah.
Well, look at Shazam. I mean, that doesn't really work with all the other movies, and yet everybody loved it. It's just,
well, you know, I love that the closing scene with
Superman. But I agree with you. I mean, how many people would flock to the cinema to see a Superman Red Sun movie?
Yeah,
well, this
different with Superman. Yeah,
do this. People would bloody watch it.
Okay, but superhero movies are over. Okay, the base of the cinema industry, and the movie industry is having a massive change. They're not going to be able to make the money to make these massive blockbusters anymore.
No.
I was watching 1917 a couple of weeks ago. That's the template. That's going to be a big budget movie. You're looking at $90 million is your upper window, and that's what you can make for it, right? You know, that maybe like historical dramas, but these big Avengers, which I think is a good thing that they're gone. You know, the MCU's about to go down the toilet. The only reason it's been delayed is because of the pandemic. But it's like it's weird. It's kind of like we're waiting or teetering on the edge of it going woke, right? It's like it's sort of started. It's sort of Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, and Wasp, but it hasn't really gone over yet, right? And we're kind of they were holding out to that last Avengers movie, which wasn't very good. But that gave me a jumping off point. And Black Widow is going to be woke trash.
To be honest, I was done at Infinity Gauntlet or whatever it is. Infinity.
Yeah.
I could have stopped there, even though they killed half the people off. I could have just stopped there, and I did watch Endgame, and it tied things up nicely with a pretty bow. But it wasn't.
I got the Blu-ray out of obligation, kind of.
Yeah.
But I didn't get Ant-Man and Wasp. And the reason I didn't get Ant-Man and Wasp is because I didn't get Captain Marvel. Because I have all the the Marvel MCU movies. But when the Captain Marvel came out, I said, "There's no way I'm buying that on disc, right?" No, and because of that, it just made it okay not to buy any of them anymore. So that's how much it destroyed their. The incredible machine they had to make me buy stuff. I
think they've whatever the reasons now. Whether it be timing, whether people don't like it, whether superhero movies have gone off the boil, all of it's come to a perfect storm that I just don't think it's going to happen anymore. It's all over now. Something else is coming up.
The whole HBO Max Justice League thing, which is where I think all that's going to live. That I'm up for, right? I'm into. But I don't think they're going to be making like movies for cinema. I don't think cinema chains are going to survive. When they're going to go another 6 months.
I can't see it happening. They weren't doing that well before, to be honest.
Right? Exactly. So I mean, listen, unless they own the real estate and it's not costing them anything to close, they're kind of screwed.
It's pretty much like comic shops. I do love comic shops because I'm a nerd. But the mainstream, like normies, don't like comic shops or can't be bothered with them or don't know they're even there. So because of that, that for me, that is the main reason why you haven't seen or why you have seen the depletion of comics. Why you've seen them go down in popularity, why they're not used anymore, and why not. If you don't put comics in front of kids' faces, they don't know they're there. They won't buy them.
Right, exactly. They've done nothing to foster their next generation.
Exactly. So when Newsstand went away and the direct market took over, that was the beginning of the end of mainstream comics. Now, mainstream comics aren't going to go anywhere as far as there's still going to be around, but the direct market, especially after what's happened this year, is going to have a terrible time continuing. And I think actually things like indie comics and crowdfunding and that sort of artisan book where you're getting more for your money, you're kind of getting the experience, you're getting your name in it, maybe you're getting extras, you're getting badges and postcards and poster sets, and you feel part of a connection in the way that you used to feel a connection to the editorial staff in comics way back when.
Exactly.
That's where it's going. That's where it's going.
Right. But the honestly, I think Only Death Can Save Us is really made for like a high street. It's made for W.H. Smith. It's made for the news agents, right? It should be in like a just kind of a form that should be on the shelf with the magazine. I think that's the sort of thing kids need to pick up. For them to be interested in comics. It's that
that's what I'd like.
Bridge. And we've lost it. We've really lost that bridge.
We certainly have. We certainly have. But like I was suggesting to you earlier, it's something that I will be looking into is foreign markets.
Right.
So
if you could make a deal with a chain, like a British chain, that I think is your sweet spot. I really do.
It's never going to happen though. they ain't going to let anybody in.
People like money.
Yeah, people do like money.
This is very true.
It's a very. I think once you have it printed as well, would make it easier to go into meetings with like Asda. That's who you need to be selling it to. Like do a supermarket chain. Like what's the name? The Brightwisers.
The Brightwisers. Yeah.
That's for your type of comic, I think.
Well, I'll wait until I've got 4, and then I'll see.
Right.
I've already written the plot for the second one. So
bespoke printing is so much easier now. You can actually do a run for a small, like a regional supermarket chain. They might go for that. Might go for that because they'll be able to put their logo on the front. They'll order like 2,000 units. And I tell you, everyone's going to be dancing. That's the way.
Well, I do have a regional supermarket. Can't remember is it Ron's or something like that. It's all up and down the east in Anglia. So yeah, maybe that's something I'll see. Maybe something.
You know what? I bet you could get a meeting. I bet you could get a meeting.
What I could get is I could get my editor Tim onto it because he knows everybody.
Oh, he knows people.
Cut him in on the deal. He'll going to make money out of it. Again, people like money. People like money.
People like money. You've just sparked an idea in me, and that is something I will pursue. Thank you very much, Tzvi.
I hope it comes to fruition for you.
Yeah, man. That's absolutely fantastic. Well, guess what, guys? We have come to that point where it's time to end the show, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
I know. This has been absolutely amazing. And thank you, Tzvi, for coming on this evening. You've been a wonderful guest.
Yeah, we'll have you on again, Tzvi, because your energy, I love listening to you. It's fantastic.
Again, and you want to talk about, wind me up, put me in the fight.
those books you were showing, that was true talent. That's excellent stuff. Love it.
Absolutely. And hopefully next time we have you on, my camera will actually be working so that you can see me.
He's got lovely hair.
Okay, clearly we all fit in.
Yeah. I bet you're much like me. It's like going to the Play-Doh barbers. You just push the dough in and it comes out the bottom.
Well, listen, guys, before we wrap things up, I just want to remind you all that if you take a look in the description box down below, you will find a link to Tzvi's YouTube channel. You will also find a link to Russ's YouTube channel and a link to Russ's Indiegogo campaign for Only Death Can Save Us. There's about 10 days left on that campaign. I highly recommend that you go fund it, please.
Before we go, I've got some art.
Oh, yes. Bring it up, my man. Bring it up. Oh, I'm throwing stuff about.
Don't throw things.
Wait. While you pulling up, I'll just tell your chat, anybody watching, I do competitions on my channel each week. The prize this week is Lord of the Rings Two Tales, my favorite Lord of the Ring movie, the 4-disc DVD set. You can win this by going to my channel, subscribing, and comment on any video, #Helmsdeep, HELMSDEEP. Check the video notes. All the information you have is there. I was supposed to do the prize draw on the 27th, but I realized it's Yom Kippur. It's the Day of Atonement. That's the type of high-level programming I can guarantee you on my channel.
That's awesome. And Russ, there's a bit of artwork.
Yeah, there's just
a
a
bit
panel.
Tasty.
Just a panel from this page. But what I'll do is I'll quickly show you. There's the spread.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Love that.
That's the center spread. So I'd shown it in pencil, so I thought I'd show it again in inks.
Oh, that looks fan-fucking-tastic.
So I'm on the way. I've got to color it up, and I am
foreground with the glasses.
Sorry?
What's happening with the guy with the glasses in the foreground?
Yeah, that's the secondary villain. He's messed up in a big way.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, as we're all showing stuff, I shall once again show.
Yeah. Show it off.
The cover to Lady Satan, An Angel in a Killer's Dress, Act 1.
Looking good.
Which I'm really happy with.
I love the use of red with the black and white. It's really cool.
Yeah, I just wanted that one standout color. I did think about coloring like the whole cover, and I was like, no, with the black and white interiors.
That's jumping, mate. That's absolutely jumping.
So what is this, like a psychological murder mystery sort of thing? Like
kind of. Basically, it's the story about this French stripper who was abducted once to be the star in a snuff film, and she survived. And
really? Is that true story?
No, not a true story.
Okay.
But it is a cool story, bro.
Oh, yes. And she becomes a vigilante called Lady Satan. She finds herself on the shores of England, where she discovers that the person who abused her and tortured her in front of the camera for this snuff film is a high-ranking British police officer who's under investigation from the MI5, and she's got one chance to get her revenge.
Sounds cracking.
Cool. I love it.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's definitely not for the easily offended, and it ain't politically correct by any stretch of the imagination.
Gonna go down a storm.
Oh, you best believe it. And I'd like to remind everyone that I've got an announcement with this book that I'm going to be giving out on October 31st. So on that date, make sure you're on my YouTube channel or on my Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and you'll see the announcement go up.
1 month, 10 days from now.
Oh, yes, the countdown has begun.
Just like thank Todd. Todd backed the Only Death Can Save Us campaign on the Doctor Who tier.
Oh, cool. Wonderful.
Which is really good. Thank you so much, Tzvi. There was an extra tier. It's a secret tier that has some Doctor Who posters and artwork in it. And I'm leaving it on the Rabbi's channel for the moment, but it will be available to everyone if it isn't all taken by the time I get to the end of the campaign. So
yeah, well, let me find the video and I'll post it in the chat. Or where should I put it?
Yeah, you put it. Well, can it go in the chat?
I have no idea because I'm still figuring out the whole spanner thing and all that jazz. If you throw me that link,
throw the link
later on,
put it in the...
then I'll put it in the description box after the show.
Just go find his channel anyway.
Yes,
absolutely. I just found the video here. I'll give you the link. I'll put it in the private chat.
Todd.
Excellent, lovely. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for watching Todd's Truth and everyone else in the chat as well. Before we go, Russ, would you like to let people know where they can find you?
Yes. You can find me at russleach.com, at comicbookblackbelt.com. You can find me on the YouTube as Comic Book Black Belt and my video channel. I say video because I am a boomer. You can also find out about my book, Only Death Can Save Us, at onlydeathcansavus.com. There is a link there to the campaign. We're 51% through. Please make it happen because I really want to bring this book to fruition. You can also find me on the Twitter, on the Fleece Book. You can find me on the Instagram and on the poorly coded image platform Parlay.
And Tzvi, do you want to let people know where they can find you?
You can find me often up against walls with sailors, but other than that,
giggity.
But I'm not owning, an honest crust. Yeah, other than that, you go to Biblical Comics, BIBLICALCOMIX, no S, MIX.com. You got links to everything there. My YouTube channel, tons of my comics, Twitter, Facebook, all the, not Parler, because I'm on it, but I keep forgetting about it. So I got to, I'll put the link up there eventually at some point. Not Instagram, don't understand it, too old, not going to learn it, leave me alone, not doing it.
Just one quickly before I go, Bree, who we will be having on the show soon, said that she does not have a credit card. So when the campaign is done, and hopefully I have been funded, you can then talk to me and we'll talk about PayPal if you really want the book.
You really want the book? Bree, you really want?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. So, guys, that's it for this week. But we will be back next Monday, as always. In fact, next week will be the last show we do on a Monday. After that, it will be moving to Sundays instead.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, hold on. I've got the thing here. Right, wait for it. So that leaves me with nothing else to say except for I've forgotten what I normally say at the end. Why does this happen? We are having so many technical difficulties this evening. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and most importantly, stay awesome and stay safe.
Peace.